regard man as a mine, rich in gems of inestimable value. This is one of the favorite quotes of my life. And for me, it really means that all of us, we are valuable, we are precious, we are worthy of love, independently of what we do or what we don't. We just deserve to be recognized and valued for who we are. This is maybe why one of the most viewed TED Talks of all time is The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown. Well, in her research, she discovered that what made the biggest difference in the quality of relationships in life and being loved is believing that you deserve to be loved. This is why I love this quote so much. A mine can be dark, can be cold in the outside, but you will never give up to go deep, to find the gems, to find the precious gems. And maybe we've been mining in the wrong direction, destroying the environment, but we should have been mining in what's really important, education. Education can alone cause it to reveal its treasures and enable mankind to benefit therefrom. This is the second part of the quote. And for me, it really means that education is the only way. There is no other way for us to tackle climate change. There is no other way for us to end poverty and hunger, for us to have gender equality, for us to have world peace than a better worldwide education. And this is the process I want to talk to you about today. I spent the last 12 years of my life like a fanatic, understanding education, all the kinds of education, and helping people to find their own education that suits them. My case today is that there needs to be a massive renewal in education that is not only possible, but is inevitable. It's going to happen, and there is a place for all of us in it. Look at this car, the first ever car 140 years ago. An amazing human invention, but what about the car today? How much more comfortable, faster, so many more benefits for humanity thanks to human creativity and innovation. Look at a phone 100 years ago and a phone today. You can't even recognize what the object is and how it can be used. So much human gems and capabilities put in action for this innovation. And what about education system, and what about classrooms? Unfortunately, not much difference across one century. It's like we are still in the industrial age. How is that possible? Of course, this is not a picture adequate for today. I should have put like students in their pajamas, in their beds because of pandemic. But really, a classroom looks like this today because maybe schools do kill creativity. This is another of the most viewed TED Talks of all times from Sir Ken Robinson. And maybe schools are not really helping us to mine the gems that we have inside. I want today to tell you about first the curriculum that needs to change. Second, the connections and the campuses will have to change, and the career and the cost. Let's look first at the curriculum. Did you know that all around the world, every educational system has something in common? There is a hierarchy of subjects. At the top, you have hard sciences, mathematics, physics, then languages, then social sciences, and at the bottom, the arts. And inside the arts, you have music at the top and dance at the bottom. And as a consequence of that, we have unbalanced educated people. I left the educational system slightly to one side, with my left brain very heavy with cognitive, intellectual abilities to solve complex problems. But I could not understand what I was feeling. I had no ideas of my emotion. I didn't know how to listen to them. I didn't even know that there is 5,000 words in the English language for emotions to categorize them and to understand the human needs behind this emotion, to be able to give myself love, to find fulfillment in life, which is an art. So there was something clearly missing for me. And even what? I got sick every year, 9 times, antibiotics. My health was in a miserable state during all my studying years because I didn't know how to nurture my body, how to make my temple, my vehicle, be the best it could be. Physical education, human education, and even spiritual education is important. Finding the meaning of your life, believing in something that transcends you, something bigger than yourself. This needs to change in the curriculum. Really, for myself, when I finished my engineering school, this is where I started my real education about the important things in life. Emotional intelligence, learning how to make money and how to keep money, to live in abundance, learning how to have amazing long-term relationships, how to have a successful marriage, so much divorce, how to parent kids. These are the type of curriculum that I believe we need. Let's talk about connections and campuses. Did you know that the longest research ever done by a university in Harvard, more than 70 years, found that for you to have the most happiness and the most longevity, you need to have first strong social connections and strong community life. So this is really important. Maybe some of you are thinking, yeah, curriculum was not so relevant at uni, don't remember much, but campus and connection was important. I had a lot of fun, I made friends. What if we could make it even better? We could use the global element. Global citizenship is what we need the most today in the world. And I've been in 47 countries and I've sent tens of thousands of people abroad as a leader of the largest NGO for international exchange. And I've seen how this transforms lives. For you to leave your country and spend even a few months in another country, this can change your belief about who you are. It will challenge the cultural assumptions of your life and it will make you a better person. Since 1948, this NGO has been doing that and sending more than 1 million people. And it has changed completely the type of leaders we have in the world. So we need this global citizenship. We need to belong to communities that can be anywhere in the world, and this is so precious to have lifelong connections. But we also need a local life. People that you meet in the market every day and be part of a community and serve in this community locally. And both can happen with hybrid technologies, and especially the biggest shift of all. Who said education was supposed to be 4 years? This is the biggest mistake of all. What if it could be 1 month a year for 48 years? We change the time of education. And then we can change the campus. You don't need to have a fixed place with so much carbon footprint there for students, but you can be a month a year transforming a city in a university, like a company did just before COVID with Tallinn in Estonia, become a university for 1 month for people from around the world. So this is possible. At the same time, the virtual can help you make the best connections possible for your life that are long-term and maintain them for years and for years, not just like an alumni association that doesn't effectively do that. And last but not least, careers. Did you know that 75%, according to Gallup, research of last year, 75% of people hate or dislike their jobs? This is terribly sad. This is horrible. How can we be fulfilled as a humanity? How can we have healthy families with that? Of course, entrepreneurship is a way, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I encourage you to be an entrepreneur. I believe anyone can be an entrepreneur, but it's not for everyone. It's a difficult path. It's a great path for self-development, but some people still need to have meaningful jobs and be happy there, and we need to be prepared for that. So maybe we need different type of education there. What about your ikigai? Have you done your ikigai? Discovering your strengths, things that you do well, but that you also love doing and the world needs, and you can make money doing it. I discovered mine, and this is why I wake up every day at 5 a.m. with so much energy to start the day, because I love my life. And I found my place in this world, and every day I improve it even more. And this is possible for all of you, and it's very close. It's like not there, but here. You can handle it. But for that, you need the right kind of education. You need self-knowledge. You need emotional intelligence. And did you know that really there is an academic inflation? What needed a bachelor now needs a master, now a PhD, but there is also academic irrelevance. The best companies I will apply to work for if I was not an entrepreneur, they don't even look at the diploma. They don't even want to know your GPA in the HR process. And some of the big companies worldwide are hiring more and more non-graduated people, and they are decreasing the importance. Do you know why? For more than a decade, the best companies in the world have been hiring you for your cognitive brain, and they've been firing you for the lack of emotional intelligence, the lack of resilience, the lack of ability to really handle your emotions and work as a team and have meaning in what you do and stay disciplined. And these things, we need to learn it. And last but not least, the cost. Maybe the cure of cancer is a gem, is a diamond inside a human that cannot pay for a proper education. How long are we going to afford? Can we afford to not have this person having access to an adequate education? Some universities charge $50,000 a year. What kind of weight are we putting in the shoulders for our students? For them to forget about themselves and just follow the system and obey the rules of society because they have so much pressure and not be themselves. I believe education is something sacred. Knowledge should not be traded like a commodity, like bar soaps like we do today. It's something so precious. And this is why I advocate for universal participation in education, for universal access to a global education. I've told you about the curriculum, about the campuses, the connections, the career, and the costs. And let me finish by telling you about my children. Leonora is 3 years old and Theo is 5 years old, the loves of my life. You can see them watching a movie, learning your online yoga, or even learning to drive. I love them. And what I wish for them is that they can find their own gems inside themselves and reveal this treasure to contribute to humanity. And for that, they won't be able to stick to a system that is traditional, that is conservative, that is only covering 1% of what you need. They need to take ownership of their own education and look in many systems. Alternative education, what we call, is almost taking over right now. There is a huge trend and most people are ignoring it. But really, this is what I do for my children. Every year, at least 1 hour per day, I study something new, something important. And not just intellectually, but I actually put it into practice in the rest of my day. Not just hard technical skills for my job, but also soft skills. Abilities that we all need to be happy, to be successful, and to be fulfilled. And this is what I want to invite you all to do. I want to invite you to join me in taking some time every week, some energy, and investing it in finding yourself, in learning something new, in putting it into practice, because when you do so, it's not learning anymore. It's transformation. And when you transform, you attract people to you. People will want to learn from you, and then you will be able to teach. And when you teach, that's when you really learn. So join me and take ownership for your education right now.